Hello and welcome back to Transports Fever 2, the UK modded series. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video. Now, last time out, I was working across the river and working on building up a new steel mill, something that has taken... Did it take two or three episodes? I think it was 2 episodes. I'm just going to have to double check that now. But yes, it did take a little bit of time to get working. Now, that steel mill is not entirely ready to go because there is no way for it to get iron at the moment. There is no active iron mine, and also I have not actually put the industry down to enable it to work. But all the tracks, the stations, or the platforms, whatever you want to call it, they are all there, built, ready to go. So if you haven't seen that, I do recommend you go and check out I would just say the last video, episode 207, 206 was perhaps not quite as good because I had to delete a whole bunch of stuff. However, right now we are on the main line, and you can see that this main line appears to be a little bit of a mess. There is a locomotive waiting to get onto the main line at the moment, right near us at the bottom of the screen. There are also 2 trains waiting off on branch or on spurs that go to goods yards. There are 2 trains just sitting there waiting to be released. And as you can see, there appear to be no trains in the block that are blocking them. So clearly something is going on. This is a bit of a problem, and I did mention a few weeks ago that this is something that needs to be fixed. So that is what I'm going to attempt to do in this episode. One episode, fix this entire section. I have an idea. I have no idea how well that idea is going to pan out. So make sure you stay tuned. Let's get started. And let's see what sort of chaos ensues in trying to fix this particular section of track where we have 2-track to 4-track to 2-track to multiple branches to 4-track, and it's just all a mess. Let's get started and let's try to get this working in a much smoother fashion, which enables both the goods and the passengers to move without getting stuck. Okay, so in all honesty, I'm not sure. I think it is this train here that's making its way out. That might be the one that has caused all the traffic. So that is what I'm trying to do. Is I need to get this train to clear the... I'm going to get this train to clear out. Get this train to clear out. Hopefully... Oh, there's all sorts of traffic here too. This is all going rather badly at the moment, and this bit I might have to end up changing this entire section. Instead of going from 2 to 6, it might need to go from 4 to 6. So that means this section's going to have to change, which is going to mean that this bit is going to have to change. This bridge is going to have to change, which means everything's going to have to change. But the first focus will be getting this done. So, who's moving? Come on, somebody move. No? Who's blocked whom? Oh, there's a train waiting here too. The trouble here is immense. Okay, hang on a minute. You turn around. Just get out of here. You turn around, get out of here, and you go back to wherever you were going. Right, let's just get all of these trains out of here. Whoever's blocked, wherever they are blocked. Does that allow this train out? You're waiting for a free path for what? You're trying to get onto this track. Come on, off you go. Tell me there's a free path somewhere. You're waiting for... Well, surely you could work your way out from here. You have a free path. Right, so you have a free path out. Use it. Please. You just stop where you are. I'm going to have to remember to move that train. And in fact, I think what I'm going to do, this is all going to happen when everything's paused. So that's the trains out the way. I'm going to pause it here, and clearly the issue is quite obvious with the trains. So what I am going to... what am I going to do? Okay, the first thing I need to do is remove these trees. That's the first thing I need to do, and remove these fences. So, unfortunately, goodbye fences and trees. All of this needs to change. So you are all going to go. In fact, yes, all of this is going to change up to... I'm going to break it or bring it back up to where we have the 4-track here. I will then work from this point to see what we do. So that water tower is probably going to have to go as well. Oh, I can get rid of some of this without getting rid of the trees. It's not too bad. But still, I need to clear out a lot of this. So all this fencing can go. Let's just work on the left hand side first. That's that bit clear. And then on the right hand side from... Let's start from here, and then we'll see where we go from this point. So that's the first bit cleared out. And then from there, okay, that's section 1 cleared out. Then what I need to do is I need to ensure that this stays 4-track. So for that to happen, I need to clear this bit. This is where we have a bit of an awkward... This is a little bit awkward, so I might end up turning all of these just a little bit further, meaning that for starters, I need to split this bit and delete that. Then I'm going to delete this. Let's break. This is about to, cause problems for everything. That's okay. Break all of this back up to there. Break the water tower. Up to there, is that smart? No, a little bit further. Okay. Now, I'm going to... What speed were these? 80? No. What speed were these? They are 80. So why is it... I have no idea. Oh, because it's... Right. I wish that was an option where it would not start trying to add overhead gantries immediately. Okay. So that is the smoothest curve we have. So I need to try and improve that too. So if I make this straight, what's the height here? 52.9, 59.8. That's quite a downhill. That is quite a downhill. And this is 61. So there are going to be, this is something else that I'm about to do. There is going to be a massive change here. So what I need to try and do is have this at, that's at 60, so I'm okay. Let's try being the operative word. Try to get 4 tracks running there, and then this whole approach is going to have to change. Yes, this entire approach will be changing. But as long as I can get this initial 4 track in, we should be all right. So, in reality, let's try and put this one in here and see how that connects up. How close is that? It is fairly close, but I'm not completely against that. Just put a fence there and then you have a train line right next to a road. I think that should be okay. Let's do that. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and as I mentioned, the 4th. There we go. So that's the first bit. So we've extended this 4 track section. So that is good. It is a bit uphill. It is very uphill, but that is fine. That is not a problem. I'm then going to break this. No, I need to remember where things were. So I need to put the water tower back in, just roughly, and then I'll fix it. So water tower went there, and there was a signal box just here. And a signal box went in just about there. So this is just for reference to come back and neaten later. I'm going to put another, I'm going to replace this signal box and just put it in here. Remove that signal box and see how this goes uphill at this point. That is now changing. So that is going to be an entire change. So we are going to, good thing is I've painted the ballast here, so I know where this uphill actually goes. Okay. So now it is going to stay, in theory, 51, 55. And you are at 50. And you, 55. Okay. 52, that will do. And honestly, this bit is going to have to really be reworked as well. Push it back to there, I guess. There we go. And I can work from, yes, I can work from here. So let's check the speeds. 10, 10, 40. Let's just keep everything at 10. Why is that a collision? It's fine. Build anyway. It's because that's the platform. 10, 10, and honestly, just get this to that speed. Okay. So now we have the 10s coming out of there, and this bit is 52.2, 51.9. Honestly, that's 51.9. That is where I want it. Okay. And I'll sort out the speeds a little bit later on. Right. Now what I need to do is keep this at that. Yes, that is what I need to do now. So, let me see how well this is going to work. That is going up to 57. Why is that going to 57? I don't think that's true. 52 to 53. 52 to 54. I have no idea why it's doing that, but 52, that is what I want, and I want it to stay at 52, please. I'll figure that out. 53.6, yeah, that is not right. Okay, down we go. We are going down 1 meter. Is that how far? Nope, a little bit more. There we go. That is what I want. Do it. Okay. And from there to there. Smooth that down, and that should remain. That is a flat piece of track. Good. Match that here. Perfect. And then we are keeping this staying at that height, which this isn't doing. Oh no, it is. Okay, that's doing that. So, this now stays at 52. And we are going to very carefully figure out where this goes. So I'm going to start giving this a bit of a curve like that. And matching it here. Give that curve there. And then this bit, hook this up. That connects there. This connects to here. Bring this all the way along. I need the road to be put in as well now. So let's go ahead and get this road put in. There we are. Put this road in. So it's just standard country road. It should be like that. Stop trying to snap. Like that. Like that. Right the way across. Cuts in there. Around this farm. Now stop trying to snap. And joins up like so. Okay, good. Then I can continue this bit up to here. I can continue this bit up to here. And now I get to see what I need to do to this road to make this work. Thank you, Autosave, for the most inopportune moment to do that. I've been running this for a little while, so that is why the autosave has kicked in so early. Right. So, options that I now have. I need to be able to, in theory, I need to be able to get this to do this. And I should not have done that whilst the autosave was running. Well done. And then it needs to seriously move downwards. And somehow it needs to connect up to that. That is what I need it to do. So how do I make that happen? No, that is not what I need it to do. Because I can get that to go underneath from here. So I could run this at a lower level the entire time. Ooh. How do I want to do that? Okay, let me do this bit first. This section is probably the most important, getting this 4-track correctly sorted. So let's break all of this, or at least break up to here. Yes, that's a reasonable spot to break up to. There are trains obviously waiting, and there's going to be a bit of a mess, but that's not something I can deal with at this point in time. And now we have these 4 tracks. So if I just make the most use of these and connect you there. That's really wobbly though. That's not ideal. There we go. Okay, connect you there, you there, you there, and you there. Good. And now, instead of going off to the side as it used to, I'm going to remove this bit. I think most tracks are going to be complaining right now. And you'll notice that this is higher up, and that is something I want to potentially try to make use of as well. So this is at 64. I want to try to lift this somehow. Because at the moment it goes 64, it goes down to, so it goes up from 64-ish, down to 59, and then, well, I suppose it just continues down, so that isn't going to help. What have I done incorrectly here? Oh, I know what I've done. You and you, which means removal of this. All the way. Let's just remove it up to there. That will do. That will do. Right. Centre. That is how that's supposed to go. And now I can consider whatever these bits are going to be. So either I cross them over at somewhere around here, or I'll try to do something else with it. So I'm going to, for the sake of trying to do this properly, temporarily I'm going to add this and say that is where we go from 2-track to 4-track. Or, sorry, from 4-track to temporarily back to 2-track, which is then going to obviously expand to 6-track up here. But that bit is something that bit is out of the question. So that goes there, that goes there. I think I need to get rid of this 40 sign. I need to get rid of that 40 sign. It's probably a corresponding, there it is, corresponding 80 sign there. What I need to do, and there is a way to do it. I know there is a way to do it because I've seen the wall. Where is it? A farm wall add-on. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, I need to use these somewhere. They're lovely. Not that. Not that. Is it that? Retaining wall. I'm going to find this because I think this is going to be an important one. Or is it that I just put the track in really low and it just works from there? I could bend this track in tighter and have it on just on this side and then have it cross underneath. But then where is it going to go? It's supposed to go into this area. It might have to go into this area. Who do you have? Yeah, that is not the one. That is not the one. It's this top one, right? Let me check. You are Downham Mixed Goods and you are Berwick Mixed Goods Transfer. So I could move Berwick Mixed Goods Transfer to this long yard, but Downham Goods needs to be up on this short one. Where is it currently? I have no idea where it is. Not that. Not that. Clearly not. There it is. So it goes into this area. Okay. Let me see how this... Two options. Either I have the 4-track and I have this lift up into the 4-track, which could work. Or I get this underneath. Keep that under there. Like that. That would be a perfect bridge. See, that I feel like I can do. I can do that. It's a little bit dangerous, but I could do that and then lift it up. 6-tracking this section, leaving it open, and that would fix anything coming in and out of here, and this bit, which is quite busy, that would fix that. That would definitely fix that. Or even better, if we needed it to... one to the left, one to the right. Okay, time for a test. Build anyway. This is very much a test. See, that is far too steep. So that is why I cannot do that. But what I can do... what I can do is run this... How am I going to do this? I know. What I can do is run that, break that, select this, go to this, click on the marker node, select the marker, go down. I know what height I want to bring this down to. No. 775. 773. Okay. Do not check the collisions. Do not protect and auto delete. Down you go. Do the same on this side. So now we have a... What's that? 5226. 5204. 5199. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Now I've got this. I can put a wall on here. That is how I'm supposed to do it. So I then put some sort of a wall just here. Just as an example, I'll do this and lower it down, and that would give me what I need. Just an example there. So we have the railway and one of these walls. But I think the proper wall is available. Retaining wall. Where is it? Is it this? This is taking far longer than it should because I cannot find track asset. It's brick. Okay. It's red brick. Hang on. That isn't working. Track spacing. Hang on. We might have something here. Or I might have something here. 2 meters, 1.5 meters. That is okay. It's on the track. It's a little close. If I were to do 2 meters, it doesn't quite work. Object height. No, it makes those quite big. That is honestly probably the best we're going to get. Unless I can find a proper wall, which I cannot. I'm going to check the bridges in a moment, because this is now taking ages. And this is clearly not what I had in mind. But that is the kind of wall I require. And obviously I could do that on both sides. Okay, any other thoughts that I have here? Yes. Check a bridge. So, why am I doing that? No, is it control? No, come on. Shift, there we go. Yes, I know. Okay. Is it in here that I've seen the... It's those. That's what I've been after this whole time. I've spent 15 minutes looking for that. So how do I pull that off? I need to somehow force this into being a bridge, because then I can do that, and right next to it, I can do that. That is what I need. How do I pull that off? So think. This bit is fine. Up to here is fine. This bit's going to be some sort of a bridge. It's going to be from let's say, approximately here to where it gets back up onto wherever it needs to be. Question is, have I bit enough to more than I can chew here? That truly is the question. Because all I've managed to do here is 4-track this and break all of this. That is all I've managed to do. Let me think. Okay. Adjust this road. Right. Road adjustment going in. Now that I know where it is, what I'm looking for. And where it is, I should be able to do this. Right. You are going to break you about there now, actually. There we go. We're going to turn you off in this direction, and you are now going to have a new setup where you end up like that. That seems good. And we'll sort out the lavender field as it is, or when we need to. Could I, even better, break this section here, break that there, and put this to be a little bit further out. There we are, like that, and then. Okay, and I'm not entirely keen on how that connection works, so I will not do that. I'll do, no, not that, there we go. Better. Much better. Okay. Now I've got some room. And really, that was what I was missing. I was missing the space to be able to do this. So, in that case, why don't I? Okay, in that case, why don't I do this? Break that. You on this side. No, stay flat. Stay flat, and I could force this into a tunnel. It would be the most awkward tunnel I've seen, so I kind of do not want to do that. So I'm going to not force this into a tunnel. You fill up. You stay flat. That is the most horrific tunnel I've seen. But this is why it takes time to. Wait, why do you now want to tunnel out of nowhere? No, we are not tunneling this, because now that I've moved this over, I have a whole other idea. That's not the one I wanted. I wanted this one. Yes, I've had a completely different idea as to how to do this. I'm going to do build anyway. Build anyway. No, that was wrong. I just realised what I've just done. Actually, that's probably gives me everything I need. Right, how long does it take to lift this up? Quite a long time. but it isn't the worst. Will it be back at... It is pretty much back at the height of this. When we get to that moment. So we have this and this go along this way. We'll have 2 more tracks going out. I know it has been almost an hour, so I'm not quite ready to end this video just yet. However, I can break this back. Let's break it up to... Yep, sure, that'll do. Break it up to there. And then you... Honestly, I'm okay with where this is currently broken up to. I'm just going to fix this bit and say, let's bring all of this up to that mark. Break you and try and do this. Please do not crash or break. Connect. There we go. Okay. Finally, we are getting somewhere. So I want to put... Honestly, a stone bridge would work perfectly well. Let's just look at all the available options. I'm not against that. Right. So, you go in, followed by... What? How do you have a bridge pillar collision when... Okay, well, this is started off... This started off with difficulty, and it is continuing with the exact same difficulty. I think what I need to do is break this back. I need this bridge to be slightly bigger. Yeah, that seems fine. And that seems fine. Okay. I now have that silly bridge in. And I really should have done what I did here and extended the bridge much further. I should have had the bridge start here. I'd say it's okay, but it probably isn't. Now what I need to do is get this to head upwards. No, I've got this section here. I need this to connect to that. Okay, that is progress. I then need from here to here to smoothly work its way up. That's better. Remove that. And then do that. All of this just to improve traffic flow in this area. It is a lot of work. This is really annoying me. I have to bring this back. But to where? To there. Okay. Go again. How am I going to do this? break that and try to run this all the way along. That is what I want. Do that. And, oh no, that's not what I want. That's not what I want at all. Well, that was not right either. There. Okay. Is that? No, I want it further. Much further. Let's go again. That will do. I can deal with that, and then break all of that. Comments box right now. Is this going to go wrong? Because there is a high chance it will. Why is it back from there? That isn't where... Okay, fine. Just please do it properly. Great. That is not what I wanted at all. That bit is... Can I do this in a different manner? Can I build it like that? And then... Can I build it like that and then... I don't know, like that? No. Why? Why is this doing this to me? Give me a different type of bridge. Anything that works, please. Not you. That doesn't... I say anything that works, but not something that doesn't look great. Something... I'm just wondering whether... See, now it's just complaining about collisions the entire way. And this keeps pushing back. The frustration of trying to make these things work is it does take a lot of effort. A massive amount of effort to do this, to get this to work. I need that to be 3 of those, I think. Yes, I think it needs to be 3 of them. No, that's not what I want. No bridge pillar collisions, please. Can I not stop the... How do I make these without pillars? Okay. This might be something I have to go back and do off camera because it's just so very irritating. But the idea is starting to come to life. Slowly. Let's do that. No, don't go down, just straight, please. There we go. No. There we go. Right. How about now? Is that enough to fix the issues? That's not right. That isn't right at all. However, that might be. Okay, an attempt is going to be made with this one. 2, 3, and 4. It isn't great. It is not great. But it works. Here to here. Turn around. Turn around. There we go. Okay. Here to here. Here to here. And finally, here to here. Right. I have something. This bit is not great, but I have something. At least it sort of works. And now what I need to do is, of course, now keep that flat, have this connected. So let me try to, at the very least, get this bit back in before ending this episode. And how is this supposed to go? So we've got the two coming out of here. So let's connect those two up. Yeah, let me do that. So 1 and 2. We'll have, and then this bit, we can have it, no. That's a third platform, okay. Yeah, build that anyway. That's absolutely fine by me. 1, 2, 3. Crossover to, so hang on. I want that into, come on. That into, no. Into, that's too much curvature. How much room does this give me? This is the important bit. Not enough. 157 yards. You know what? That's okay, because I'm sure I can work this out. That's not what I want to do. But clearly this does not like me. No, you had it. There we go. That and that goes into a cross. That is not what I was after. Goes into that, and will it allow me to cross over this way? Because it's not a valid style, but it might. No, it does not. Okay. So I need to put an immediate crossover here. Crossover there. And a connection into that. Okay, neaten that. I can neaten that by doing this. No, come on. There we go. I can neaten it if the game will not fight me every step of the way. I can neaten that even further. I should have kept it with what I had, but I'm trying to really make the best of this one. There we go. So that is that bit now done. And I know this episode, I'm probably going to cut part of this episode out, in all honesty. Now what do we do? Well, we've got this chaos. So we've got this bit of a mess here. Paint tools. Go away. Remnants of a field. Don't mind it. So what I would do is first off, get this back in. So let me get... Let me put this straight out from here. I'll do that. And I will do... No, I'll do that. I'll do this. No, I won't. What will I do? I need this to somehow become 4 individual tracks. So... It doesn't matter if I have to push this back, as long as I can get this done. So let me make... So we've got two here. So these 2... No, let's take the middle 2. I'll break that and that. These middle 2 are the ones I'm taking, which probably should be now turning a little further. Break that as well then. And that. Right, let's get these turning a little further. There we are. Okay, those are our main 2 tracks. Everything should split from these 2 tracks. That is what I need to do here. So I'll connect this up to... No, not to you. Not to you, no. I need to somehow connect this up to this, which is working, and this. Okay. I have that connected. It's not ideal. Do not like that connection. Let's try to... I need this to be as fast as possible. That's the idea. I know it says 10 at the moment, but the faster I can get this across, and should that then be there for maximum... Okay. Potentially for maximum impact. Let's see what sort of speed. Can I get this at 40? Can I get these coming in at 40? I can. So 40 there. Okay. That is good. Then what I need this to do is I need this to be able to go there. And this is where the issue is going to start coming in. So there and there, which actually has worked. And also there and, okay, how do I do this? I want it to be there. So can I get this to come across a little bit earlier? Probably can. I know this is really messy, but unfortunately this is the stage of the game that I'm in. That this is the sort of work that I need to be doing. Let's do that and that. No, it's supposed to be the middle ones. I've done that again. Let's try this. There we go. Let's do that. It's uphill apparently. Fine. Oh yes, it was. And that. I will then connect you. The 40 works there, so that's fine. And 40 works there, that is fine. I will then allow you to go directly across. That is good. And from here, whilst not ideal, this hasn't made things much better, I can do that. So that connects up this entire section in a really wonky manner. I will admit that It is wonky and it needs fixing. Lastly, get this going across, and this connects up to. So let's do that and that. Autosave is telling me I've spent over, 1 hour, 15 minutes on this now? Potentially. Again, as I said, I am cutting part of this out. This is going to need a big rework. I think the problem here is this road. This road is the problem. If I could turn this road into a bridge, I wouldn't have. Right, what sort of things am I looking at to turn this into a bridge? Just out of curiosity, why is it trying to make a bridge like? No, stop that. There, let's say I was trying to do that. What sort of bridge are we looking at? It's doable. Might do that. Leave it in the comments box below if you want to see a bridge come out of this. So I think that might be an option. Okay, bring this here first. Why do we have construction not possible? Wait, what? Oh, well, there it goes. It's now happy. Okay. Suddenly, everything is now reconnected, and you can see that this bit here, it dips down and comes back up. That needs to now change, and it all needs to be brought back up. But now I have... Well, it's a little bit better. So check all the lines and you'll see that, there we go. These lines are all doing what they're supposed to do. So that stays on the outside, that stays on the outside, the mixed cargo stays on the outside. Bracknell Sudbury's in the middle. Bracknell to Taunton probably shouldn't be in the middle, but it is right now. I might be able to make something happen with that. So that bit is okay. This is all working as it's supposed to. So this bit can actually have signals. So again, temporarily, let's just put these in. This is very much a temporary measure. So signal there, signal there, signal there, signal here, and signals out of all of this, I guess. There, and there. Similarly, there and there. Do I already have signals? No. In fact, then I could potentially get rid of that signal and say it's cleared out of that. Good. And each one of these should probably now have a signal. So signal there. Forget the inbound. That's fine. Outbound here, potentially a signal here. Signal there. And then over on this side, a signal here. This bit is okay. Again, express trains, there's a sign there that needs to be changed. I'm going to change the speeds before I get this running. Do not worry. Signal there and there. There's another sign Just shows how much has changed. 1.5 hours this has taken me, of which you're probably only going to see about an hour of this. Signals on this one here. Signal here, so you've got that signal there, that's fine, that passes all the way through. Should be okay. In theory, what I'm seeing here should be okay. Right, track speeds. Get these upgraded properly. So, this needs to be 80. Get the upgrades in. 80 through there. 80, 80, 80, 80. I might even be able to increase this a little bit further. Oh, and there's apparently a temporary, there's a 60 there and a 47. Well, that's going to have to change. This is a 40, 40, yep, just 40 all the way in. It'll come down to 20, and these need to be 40. So that's 40 all the way up to, but actually, this should all be 40 as well. So 40 and there. Okay. Everything is connected. It doesn't look great. That I'll have to do afterwards. Question is does it work? Does it work, and are things a little bit, do things run a little bit better? What is broken where? Right, who is going where and who is... Are you stuck because you need to go across here? Let's find out. So, 10. Can you make your way over? Something's moving. You, just go. Why can you not make your way over? Do you need to go further? That train's now moving up to there. You are just not happy about something. Okay. You are now going. Good. Who's stuck? You. Who are you? You just go wherever you want to go. Good. You are getting out of the way. You are the train that's causing that to be blocked, I assume. So as soon as that is through, can I get you to... Well, why on earth are you doing that? That's unnecessary. Go straight and go past this signal. That's a wholly unnecessary thing that you've just done. And you, what is your problem? You're now blocked by another train. Okay, there's now a queue of trains. Fine. Fine. You do that. I wonder if this is... I mean, at least... Oh, you've just been run over. At least this is now running smoothly. And there should be another train being able to... This one here, which is actually quite important. You can see the amount of crates. Yes, the amount of crates that we need to get in and out. That should now, hopefully, allow this to do its job. I need to... Oh, there's more. There's more issues. Who are you waiting for? Are you waiting for that? Is there an express train coming along somewhere? that hasn't been accounted for? No, that's there. That is fine. That is there. That is fine. Oh, you are now off on your way. Okay, you're moving. Good. Whatever depot you are going to, you are moving. That should start getting this one moving. Good. Finally, things are happening after all the chaos. Is that just because of this one crossing? I'm hoping it is. No, there is something else blocking it. Oh, it's that. Is there a 10-mile-per-hour bit of track I've missed here? Yep. There it is. There we go. Okay. Now you should be clear to go. Or not? Who are you waiting for? You are waiting for this train, which has a clear signal already. Okay, that aspect. We are getting somewhere. Definitely getting somewhere. This train is currently out of the way. See, now what I could do is I could have the passenger trains run for a period of time in the middle and then split over to the side. That is basically what I wanted. This was the chaos I wanted to fix. So perhaps a screenshot over here will do what I wanted, will show what I wanted it to show. That's effectively what I wanted it to do. So, of course, yes, no, this is all exactly how I wanted it to pan out. So at least something good has happened. Yeah, something good has happened. Something good has come out of this. I think at that point it is probably a good time for me to end this episode, because this has taken far too long. So yes, thank you at this point. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to click on the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Transports Fever 2, the UK modded series. I'm still not convinced that this is any good. I have to find a better way to do this. I definitely have to find a better way to do this. This train is still not moving. Who's blocked it in now? You. And you are waiting for... Okay. This bit is still a bit of a problem, but it doesn't matter. It's better than what it was. Nothing is getting stuck on the main line now. There we go. As long as nothing gets stuck on the main line, we're okay. I can have queues here. This is not a problem. I just do not want queues here. That is that. So yes, thank you very much for watching. Please remember to click on the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Transports Fever 2, the UK modded series. Leave a comment in the comments box below. Let me know what you think. Reset trains in view. That's an interesting one. Let me know what you think. Any suggestions you might have. We've got some lost trains. We have some lost trains, apparently. If you can do so, please... What is this? If you can do so, please do consider supporting me on Patreon. A link in the description box below, as are links to my social media and Discord server. That's a problem. That is very much a problem. Yes. Anyway, that is all from me, and I shall see you next time. Who's moving now? Are you about to... No, you are going that way. Which leaves... That's still blocked. Great. Anyway, that is all from me. I'm going to try to get this cleared up. Hopefully it does clear up properly. And I shall see you next time in Transports Fever 2, the UK modded series, where I won't be looking at this, but instead we're going to go back across, and I'm going to work on getting this iron mine running so that we can get steel being produced from Lichfield, which will then have to go up to, I think, West Bromwich, so I'm going to have to do that. That will be the episode after, which will then allow both tools to be taken to various different towns, and also, I'm going to have to check that, and also machines to be made over here. Who's blocked what? Why has this happened? Just go away. And why does nothing ever... Right, it's because of that stupid... I know what it is. It's this. It does not, for some reason... It's probably not what I should have done. Should have put that instead. I do not understand the logic of what is going on here. There. Fix it. Do it. Okay, that is all from me. Definitely this time. And I shall see you next time. It's been nearly 2 hours I've been doing this. And I shall see you next time in Transports Fever 2, the UK modded series, where I will do what I said I would do. And hopefully not run into this chaos all over again. This is what happens when you try to cram everything into 2 tracks. When it comes to upgrading, it's all, literally all, goes very, very wrong.